I would hazard to say that at some points in the last game, he was somewhat out of position.
You might get your Orianna Dream here. I mean, Jax could be a ball carrier.
Yeah, actually feels pretty good.
It's quite decent into Victor. Talia somehow surprisingly still up.
Yeah, it's kind of
with all these bans, and actually will feel pretty good here too. And when you have the Xayah on the other side, champions like Talia feel so good because you can bait out the ultimate, and once it's gone, you just know that Xayah can't play the game. She can't get to the target she needs to hit.
It is Rula. He is very, very good at this champion. It was sort of the meta where Rula really did make the game kind of unplayable for everyone else. That's the crank.
And Duro was known to pull out the crank in challengers. In fact, I think it was he who did it when we had that big meme where I just...
Yeah, I think he was actually the crank.
Yeah. And Duro, I mean, he's very good at this pick, and I think it does, to a certain extent, kind of save the laning phase if he could hit those hooks, if he could actually make the plays, because Lilia isn't necessarily going to bail you out of that lane, unfortunately. A lot of other, maybe AD junglers could have actually come down there and really put the punish on to a really hard-pushing Caitlyn.
A risky draft, but one that they can make work. Let's jump into the Rift for Game 3. I love this. It's actually a competition between our fan chants here in Lowell Park. T1, I think, still louder, but Gen G is starting to catch up, right? It's like we're not just T1 and the rest when it comes to the fandoms here in the LCK.
Absolutely.
As the Tiger Nation starting to come alive.
It's crazy. I remember in 2021.
And everything's fine. Oh! Hook is going to connect! And the Blade Caller comes on through. Gumayusi staying alive. The flash comes out, but he's in the alcove, and then he's dead. Carrier trying to play Gatekeeper, and Ona's moved on over as well. Duro going to be able to get the knock up there, and it's going to be a one-for-one trade, but I think Gen G are okay with how this one has eventuated. Gives him the good old thumbs up, and finally does take down the Xayah.
Yeah, so that's the hook you're looking for. That's the one. Oh, no, there. Doran doesn't have his ult just yet. Oh, he's not here.
Chovy is in a really uncomfortable spot, but the rest of the team are going to move on over. There's the flash in, gets the knock up and then the hook, but Rula unable to quite find it here as Ona goes out with a magical journey. Weaver's Wall just to try and save Carrier, and T1 will be able to reform the Phalanx.
Wild flash there from Carrier going in. Doesn't get anything for it, as we are just going to reset here a little bit. Double stun is pretty big.
Yeah, you can see Ona here as well under a little bit of fire as Gumayusi fighting Rula. Guma wanting to get a few of these autos, but Rula gets into the fog of war. Duro is in so much trouble. Knockup does come in as Canyon. There's a lot of bad guys here. Rula trying to offer the damage back. Ona is in trouble, but he's calculated it, and he will survive. A disaster for Gen G around the grubs.
Yeah, it looked so good for them to start it off, but this comp is so squishy. And Canyon, no real way out of there, tries to get over the wall and head his way out, but just is caught after Guma chases him down. Faker picks up that kill, and being a big win here, and 800 gold, the lead now for T1, plus that grub advantage. Yeah, well, actually, they didn't secure any afterwards, so I take it back.
Okay, well, Chovy is going to throw down the gravity field, and Faker going to get caught up by that, and the hook comes in once again. 2 turret shots onto Carrier. Chaos Storm means that Duro actually picks it up with the last tick of Ignite, and he's going to get flung back with the seismic shove, but he says he does not care about that one bit.
That one hook that he had really helped stave off that Caitlyn pressure quite substantially. Keen here is Cassante.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if this will be successful.
I think he has the all-out as well, and he's going to use it. Brings Doran underneath the turret, and there's the Glacial Prison. It was all a bait, ladies and gentlemen. And Doran even grabs himself the kill. Teleport here from Chovy just to try and make sure that they can get some of this experience and deny the extra plate.
Well, that's going to be plate gold going over to the top lane, going to the mid lane as well. Duro wants an angle on Faker here.
All right, well, Duro is just going to light him on fire. Lands the hook there. Bowling Ball is going to connect. Seismic shove to buy some space, but Faker's getting sleepy. It's getting late in the day, and Chovy burns him down with the Death Ray. That should now be an angle on the Dragon if they'd like it, but the bottom lane for T1 is pushed really far up as this cannon minion finally will be taken down. Keen unable to get that one.
So much plate gold, even with Duro's punish there. Starting to feel absolutely worth as more money for Guma, more money for Faker. Doran's picked up so much.
Ooh, that minion. That was a pesky minion.
Certainly. But a pesky Caitlyn continues to eat away at this as Owner takes the dragon. It's a late first dragon take here, but it will be T1s as there's no answer from Gen G whatsoever as more and more gold goes over.
And it's so likely that T1 just pick up feats of strength as well, because this Caitlyn not taking first brick just means that she's not really being Caitlyn. Gumayusi has historically been very good at being Caitlyn.
Even with the picks that they've gotten.
And Doran walking up, and we'll just get pulled back. There's another all-out here as Doran is going to take another turret shot. This time, he's dead, ladies and gentlemen, although doesn't land the Q, and Keen not going to overextend because Owner is obviously right in position. Carrier tempered faded himself preemptively.
Yeah.
That was of Keen. Even though he's about to lose his turret, feats of strength are going to go over to T1. If that was me, I would have been running into that alcove and I would have 100% died and been tilted off the planet.
Yeah.
Instead, Keen,
patience.
He is just able to walk himself back. It is going to still spell the end of his turret, and Doran will be able to get so much extra gold here. You can see 1.5k and feats of strength, my god.
Yeah, 1.5k feats of strength. Doesn't change the fact that there's still 3 plays down in the bottom lane either. You know, Gen G weren't able to get anything cross-map from this. They tried to make the play mid. Carrier with the Tempered Fate, totally fine. Similar story to game 1, pretty significant early game lead.
Well, there's Captain Jack from Ruler. Doesn't want to use his ulti, happy to use the cleanse, and just walks it off. No Feather Storm required.
Now is...
All right, another hook and another flash!
Another one. This guy just keeps making these plays happen. He's just where he needs to be, and he threatens.
Should just be going down, and that is what T1 are looking for. They're just trying to open up the map, take as many structures as they can.
I mean, with the natural prio that a Caitlyn gets in bottom or mid or in top, if she's lane swapped up there, they're just saying, okay, Caitlyn's fine. She'll start to narrowly... He was slightly ahead, Jax, and now he's giga-fed.
Yeah, this is a very ahead Jax. But mainly just from playing the lane better, having a jungler that was ready to help him out as well. Him and Owner have actually played this one extremely well. And now the Rift Herald just going down slowly but surely here. Canyon in position to try and contest. Seismic Shove going wide. And that gives Canyon an opportunity to go in. Information advantage here for Gen G, as it is going to be Owner with the smite. An early one there, unfortunately, for Canyon, as Owner has to flash to get out of the way. Keen tanks up the Seismic Shove nicely, and he is not going to be able to re-engage as they get some information. But out they go. Carrier looks for the Tempered Fate, does lock down Keen. Oh, Doran actually the first one to fall in the fight. Keen eventually falls down as they trade top laners, but Owner is going to be safe. And it's a 1-for-1 with the Rift Herald going over to T1.
Yeah, really close fight. It's just going to be T1 grouping to Dragon now with the Prio. They just have Prio seemingly everywhere where they need it, especially. And it's this Jax, this Caitlyn, that gives them first rotation. And that's going to be the second Dragon. We'll see what soul we get. Maybe your Cloud this time. Nope, that's already a first one, so...
Yeah,
Infernal.
It's going to be Infernal Soul. That is a big deal. Very, very dangerous dragon. I think Doran is where a lot of the T1 chips are in. As Keen standing on top of a ward. That is not what he wants, as he should be able to absorb some of this CC, but not able to absorb all of it. Eventually has to flash, and will use it to get out of there. But the rest of T1 now grouped up. They've got a minion wave, and they've got an inner turret, and they have 4 people looking to try and take this one down. Canyon spinning. Duro's getting on in here as the Tempered Fate will lock down 2, but the tower is not one of them. Now Canyon trying to spin around here, looking for the lilting lullaby as Doran will melt. And now Faker and Ruler facing off. It's like a tale as old as time, but this time Gumayusi going to be there with the ace in the hole. That is going to spell a disengage there from Ruler.
Yeah, Faker versus Ruler in the mid lane.
Another flash. Duro is
Always.
activating, man. Activating Hex Splash. Duro also has his Mikhails completed as Chovy going to avoid the Tempered Fate. Canyon moving down as Owner taking some legitimate damage here from these mages. And Gen G, I think they have an Otacon on the mind. I know this is a team that were struggling to work out how to make the best Otacon plays in the LCK Cup.
I forgot about that.
But let's see whether they can make some better ones now, as they have started it up. They have a lot of damage. But Owner, he's got an itchy smite finger. They do manage to land the hook, though. The Weaver's Wall comes in, and Faker is looking to try and defend. Mikhails onto Duro is pretty unnecessary here, but Gen G, they're going to have to back away. This Otacon under 50% health.
I think T1 will just let it reset, though. There's no way to try to take this one away. It's just going to leash back to full health. And you know, with all the damage done, GENG likely to give this up and back away. Do have that ward there, but it's on the other side of because T1 committed to that mid play, didn't go for vision instead, didn't get the turret. GENG actually get a little bit of vision here. They have prio on this dragon, so this is where their team fighting can actually start to work, in theory.
Yeah, ooh, bowling ball, barely going to miss on a Faker, but does land on Nagumushi there, as we can see.
I think this should
wanting to get in position. They're going to look for a fight. They're looking for Chovy, but Keen lands the Q. There's the hook, the 1-2-3 punch onto Faker, and it's Ruler that takes him down. The Chaos Storm now doing work as Chovy. He got out of there with a flash, but now he's getting back in. And Doran just trying to play this one defensively. GENG finally winning a fight and getting an objective.
Really important fight here for GENG, and they finally got to take it on their terms.
Oh, nice little Glacial Prison there from Ona, but unfortunately not a lot of follow-up.
Yeah, it's pretty tanky. Cassante, they're going to turn this into a turret as well. Carryout nearly caught by that hook from Duro, but not utilizing it to start an objective just yet, although as I say, if Faker goes in.
Yeah, there's a brilliant Tempered Fate there on to Chovy. And Ona has engaged, but I don't know whether they really want this because Keen looking for an angle. Doran is teleported in, but he might get Sleepy pushed back towards the Baron Pit. There's the all-out from Keen. Wanted to get him over the wall, but now he's 1v2, and the other 4 are looking for the rest of T1. Doran likely the first one to go down, but Keen is getting lower and lower, and it's Gumayushi there to defend his top laner. Chovy, I don't know about that one, really wanted to kill his ex-top lane player, but no one is dead.
Yeah, but this is the time where T1 have to reset, and GENG are going to look to try to take the Baron. Back from Owner, I think. Oh, no, wait, he hasn't fully channeled, but he is backing. He has no vision, so waits for this. Could attempt to steal, as they don't know that he's there. He has that control ward, too.
Yeah, Weaver's all going to come in. Yeah, Carrier is the one that checks. As Ruler, Featherstorm is going to break that one. He looks for Faker, but he doesn't get it. The Seismic Shove going to connect, but Faker is still going to be dead. There goes the Talia to start this one off. Duro finds the hook onto Ona. That's going to force the flash, and now Chovy comes in with the follow-up damage, and one after the other, the T1 players are falling. Ruler gets in there with those feathers, and the Baron should be next on the menu.
That might have been the game-winning moment there for GENG. It's not over yet, but grabbing Baron and Otacon off of this is going to be huge. It's going to take a while to take this Baron down, and some of these T1 members will respawn, but trying to gather up and fight just doesn't seem realistic. Owner doesn't finish his back. He decides, I'm going to stay here. We have to try to stop this as we speak. T1 are.
Yeah, T1 have actually got on top of this. The Drake was picked up by GENG, but GENG also get into position to try and fight for the Otacon. Remember, this is not voracious. You don't just get the withdrawals. As the Tempered Fate goes wide, so does the Glacial Prison. Chovy still, Canyon not able to get the smite. And he also has to flash out of the way. So T1, they're the ones that get the buff, but unfortunately they don't get the extra flowers that are scattered all over the floor.
I really want to see how T1 was able to just get onto that Otacon. We'll have to wait and see. We were in a replay when it happened, but the smite was a little early there, and Owner secures it. So is it going to be the biggest? As you can see, GENG are the ones who have all the blood petal stacks here. The secure of the objective, not as important with this one as it is with the Voracious, but still.
And also, I actually misspoke. I thought, like, when I looked up to the top of the screen, I saw, like, there's an Infernal Dragon that was taken. That was the one that was taken earlier.
Yeah.
GENG just took the Baron and then went home.
Yeah.
And T1 booked it to the Otacon to try and take that one. So
that was
still a bunch of fight left in this team.
It's really risky to go straight from Baron into Otacon at that moment.
This guy is just taking flashes all over the Rift.
It's insane how many he's gotten.
He is the crank, man.
He is. He's 8 out of 9 KP this game. He is just having a fantastic time. But GENG, with this play, they push Faker away. That's all. The wave clear gone. That's a turret dead.
And 3.5k. And I think that is exactly what they need to do, because he is the one that can actually tank if there is an engage.
There's that TP. There's the voice.
Oh my god, look at how quickly this Baron goes down. Owner is trying to get into position. They have the Weaver's Wall. T1 know exactly what's going on, as the Tempered Fate is going to delay the fight for a little while. Down to 3,000. Owner gets into the pit though, and GENG need to go down to 3, and it's Carrier that takes the Baron. What the actual hell? But GENG is still looking to win the fight. Keen finds the knockback, and Ruler is starting to layer these kills. But it's Gumayushi trying to kite, and he gets death rayed by Chovy. Ruler left alive, but so is the Goad, and Keen, he cannot kill him, and he'll let him slink off into the fog of war. The teleport to get Faker out as he denies the Baron, but he won't be able to deny the Dragon.
Yeah, he'll have some Baron-empowered minions to help slow this siege here. Ruler just has this one cannon minion, but look at how quickly he can take out this turret once it's gone, he should be able to then take out the inhibitor. Faker going to get some health back and maybe come over here and try to contest, but I just don't think it's worth it. Too risky to win the 1v1 against a 4-item.
Putting their cards towards this dragon, which will go down so extremely fast. I like that Ruler changed position there as they think that they've caught Canyon, but the follow-up is just not there. Faker.
Good Mikhails.
Yeah, going to get Mikhails so that he doesn't fall asleep, but Owner is going to get slowed down. Chovy on a flank angle, the flanking Victor, and they look like they've caught Gumayusi. The Chaos Storm goes down as they take the magical journey to get them to safety.
Crazy
and now a teleport from Doran, who dives in on top of Chovy, does keep himself alive. The Tempered Fate to save the top laner, and it's all just, please, can we disengage on both sides? And they will agree to terms.
So many ultimates used here. Ruler and Keen, the big ones left available. Sure, Doran's got his, but he's a Jax.
Keen, not really a target that he's looking for, but Ruler is right up there, actually looking for Owner. The amount of damage these feathers do is absurd, as Chovy as well, just pushing them back.
It's Baron time. They're just going to rush over and try to take this out.
Yeah.
T1 are going to trade it for Infernal Soul, but their base is the one that's open.
And it's Soul Point, it's not even Soul, so the Baron, so much more important here for Gen G at this point in time.
Absolutely.
They will be able to take this one.
And I think that T1 just said, look, we're not in a position to fight this.
Yeah,
we have a decent amount of wave clear. We defended last time around with our own Baron, your Siege.
Take the next best thing, 100%.
Take the next best thing and try to back away. Try to play this one out for the next objective. But surviving this is going to be a little bit more difficult. Last time they didn't have the Siege, but this time they have super minions at least.
I was so terrified. Like, Ruler was kind of frontlining in that last moment. Was also kind of frontlining right then. As the ace in the hole doing a bunch of damage as well. As you can see, 6 items onto Gumayusi. They've got the fully upgraded shoes as well, and now that we've got 6 items coming in for both teams.
His perspective, that could have been exactly what happened, as Duro has a hook angle potentially. Here he goes.
All right, can he win the game off the back of this one as he's just walking towards Doran? Oh!
Predicting the Weaver's Wall timing.
Yeah, was thinking that Faker was going to come on over as well. Wasn't actually there and was a bit early on the hook regardless, but still they do get that cooldown as Canyon gonna get flicked back, but the Glacial Prison misses because he gets put out of position with that seismic shove. Still the defensive wall of traps, and the fact that they can flick these siege minions towards these inhibitor turrets means that the defense from T1 is definitely scary.
They're just continuing to clear these waves.
Oh my, okay. Oh, every time he walks forward, I'm scared. As there is another Tempered Fate onto Ruler. Doesn't actually use anything. As the rest of Gen G are moving over, the hook goes wide, the seismic shove as well, no joy.
Mikhail's used there to guarantee there's no follow-up there on the Guma. They're going to clear this wave again, but Chovy's got this inhibitor on his mind. It's open, and down it goes.
Yep, that is the inhibitor.
And, I mean, now Gen G still have a little bit of Baron left.
30 seconds.
They could try to collapse here onto T1 on that bottom turret as well. Something's going to have to give here.
Yeah, and Gen G, they know that they have the advantage as they can push these minions in.
T1 may have to just find an engage. They may have to find an angle, otherwise it's just going to get worn out of this game.
Yeah, that is just going to be the turret falling down, though. T1 realizing that they're going to have to defend under their Nexus turrets if they're going to do so. 14 seconds time.
Just so much damage.
Is going to wear off. Exactly right.
So much AP. I mean, they just basically two-tap these turrets if they get on top of them.
And T1 can't really find an angle there. Finally, the Weaver's Wall comes in again, but it is used just defensively as the Glacial Prison flies out once more, but it's not used to engage.
Baron's done. Minions are running out.
Oh, the hook barely going wide there as Doran goes in, but he's just going to explode. Goes golden, but I don't know whether it's going to be enough. Tempered Fate there to start that one off, but he gets the leap strike out and he survives.
The turrets are still pretty healthy here, as Gen G have to wait for this wave of super minions.
Another turret going to fall down. 3 inhibitors will be taken by Gen G. And T1, they're going to have to hard commit on something.
T1 don't have any teleport wards, no way to get around, and Gen G are just going to get away.
Oh, never mind. So
they don't get the inhib. They don't get the inhib.
Yeah.
They don't get the inhib. If they stay for that inhib, I think that's the one way T1 can find an angle on them. Longest game of the season, by the way.
Of course it is. And now going to actually teleport in, not taking any chances.
Yeah, the angle here for Faker both gives him a potential cross setup, but also allows him to clear out this bottom wave.
Quadra Infernal Soul has now been picked up by Gen G.
I just don't think they can get into to win a fight. Faker has to clear this bottom wave.
Is huge, but they need to be able to find a window to get that and avoid the explosive damage of Gen G.
Chovy not having TP means he can't backdoor or anything like that.
Oh, hook is going to connect onto Owner. King going to push him back, but now Faker gets in there. They know that they have to commit to something as Chovy is also go. Taken relatively low. The Chaos Storm in answer, though. And Canyon and Ruler, they're staying on the Baron.
Staying on the Baron. T1 can't get there quickly enough. It's just gone.
Yep, just taken. And GENG, they sacrifice half the health bar on Chovy. Still has flashes. Canyon's looking for an angle. Oh, Gumayusi, good juke. Gets him out of the way. He's still got the 90 caliber net and 5 players alive on both sides.
GENG, I think they could just group as 5 and walk down the mid lane. The inhibitor is going to respawn in 40 seconds, but even if it did, I think they just blow it up a second time. They have so much damage here.
Oh, these bowling balls. The fishing here by GENG.
Incredible, respectful play from GENG as they look for the third inhibitor.
Owner is going to look for a potential engage, but it's on to Keen. Another hook is going to go wide this time as inhibitors, all of them, now on the floor. And oh my god, Gumayusi! That headshot is exactly that, as now Keen, he's down low, the 3-man Tempered Fate, this might be the angle that they're looking for, the Featherstorm now on cooldown, but GENG, as long as they can walk away, they have an advantage.
Oh man, that has just been the story of this game. We got a Jin Air game on our hands.
I may actually have a heart attack, Wolf. I don't know, I think it's too much.
Okay, teleport coming through here from Keen. They're looking to take out this mid inhibitor again as it respawns and push down the mid lane.
Yep. 15 seconds, and until the bottom inhibitor is also going to go down as Weaver's Wall to buy some space for T1.
I mean, once we get double super minions coming down the space, surely GENG can in with that, right?
I don't know! I really just don't know!
The wave clear is just so insane for T1, they can buy so much time.
I mean, at this point in the game, if T1 just kills all of them, they win the game.
They're hanging on by a thread of a thread. A thread of a thread here, but maybe a miracle play could happen. Tempered Fate, 1 second, it's back up. What do you got, Carrier? Where's the angle?
Ooh, another hook this time. Going to get sidestepped by Ona beautifully. Tempered Fate connects. It's only on to Canyon this time around. Seismic shove, and Duro is already dead. Canyon goes down as well. T1, this might be the opportunity. This might be the angle. But Keen is a raid boss. Another double shove onto Chovy and Ruler. They are able to walk their way out. Still, it's Keen that's on the floor. And now T1, if you kill these two, they are just dead. Chovy, the one that could tank and teleport to get Faker in there. And Ruler, he's got a Featherstorm, but he does not have his life. Ona goes down, Chovy against the wall, and he gets 2.
That's massive that Chovy's able to get those 2. There's so many standing structures up for GENG.
Oh, I mean, Faker and the death move!
Chovy gets him!
Chovy, you psychopath!
He's got TP, but he's not going to be able to use it here. He's just going to go home.
Oh my god!
Wait, no, he's actually going to get TP in. He actually goes home and TP's in. Faker, not fast enough to get back.
He's got an army of minions. He has an army of minions and 1 Nexus turret between him and a regular season Game 3 victory against T1.
How good's the wave clear now? Alone against Chovy. Not good enough, Atlas.
The seismic shove is going to go wide. These Nexus turrets go down so quickly. Chovy is going to do it in the most heart-wrenching 3rd game of any regular season of all time. And GENG will do it. Chovy